We're the Lady Bulldogs and we're state champs. Woo!
Welcome to the PCSS Connection. I'm your host, Lady Pearson, the Communications and Marketing Supervisor. But we have a state champion in the school system. Yes, the Prescott South Middle School Lady Bulldogs won the girls AA TMS AA state championship last weekend at Stewart's Creek High School. Lady Bulldogs finished the season with an impressive 28-2 overall record. And joining us now is Rachel Vann, the head coach of the Prescott South Middle School Lady Bulldogs. Congratulations, Rachel.
Thank you.
So what's it mean to be a state champion?
It feels pretty good. Yeah.
Did you think this was going to be the team that could do it?
After the first couple of games, yeah, I believe that we could have went all the way and won it.
28-2 record?
Yep.
That's pretty good.
Lost the first game of the season.
Really?
We did.
Where was that other game along the way?
Christmas tournament. We weren't healthy, but Christmas tournament. Yeah.
Now, have you ever won that many games?
2 years ago, we went undefeated.
Really? And won a state?
We won state.
So this is the second time in like 3 years?
It is.
Wow. You're building a dynasty there? Now, were a lot of these girls on that state tournament team?
They were on the 6th grade team, but it's a lot of their sisters.
So what do you think has been the key to the success?
Culture.
Yeah.
Defense, discipline, and I guess just the culture of the girls.
Now, I've watched a couple of your games. You're pretty calm over there. I mean, you never get excited. You never really yell.
That is
That
incorrect.
right? That's not right, is it?
That's not right. No. I'm pretty hardcore when we go between the lines, but the girls know I love them, and so yeah, I guess I try to have a good balance. I'm pretty fun off the court. Well, I think so. Maybe they might not.
Now, how long have you been coaching at Prescott?
A long time. I think I'm like the Putnam County's one of their longest middle school coaches.
Really?
It's been like 10 years.
Yeah. Because you came in when my daughter Savannah's 8th grade year,
Mm-hmm.
and that was
for girls. I helped with boys before that.
Wow.
I will not do that again.
You like coaching the girls?
Yes, love it.
Well, tell us a little bit about this team and just what made it so special.
I'd probably say the leadership. We have some 8th graders who really just took on that role of being not only like verbal leaders, but leading on the court. And I think one of the biggest things with them was that we were a team. Nobody really cared about who did what. They were really focused on us as a team and winning and just doing what we can. And so our practices were great. And definitely as we got throughout the season, practices became better and better and better. And we would leave practice like, "Ooh, that was a good practice." And so I just felt like they just did so good. They made me look good. So.
Well, now tell us about the postseason. I know you won the county tournament.
We did.
And then you went on to the region.
Mm-hmm.
And so who did you face and how did those games turn out? Did you have any close games?
We did. So the Final Four game, which was probably the two best teams in the state, it was us and Alcoa. We were probably two of the toughest areas, and how state works is one area will play another, and then the next year it'll switch. So another area will play a different one. Well, This year I felt like it was the two best areas playing each other in the Final Four, and we won by 2.
Wow.
Yep.
And then in the championship game, you kind of took care of business.
We did. Yeah.
Did you know by that point after you beat Alcoa that you could really feel like the state championship was yours?
We did. I hate to say that, but I knew that they would come in focused. We did kind of reiterate it after the game like that. You know, we still have one more game left, but the Friday night game was so exciting, and we were so excited, and all the girls were excited. We just kind of had to calm back down and be ready to play on Saturday.
Well, just talk about, playing against other teams in the county. It probably makes you better and prepares you because Middle Tennessee, especially Putnam County, is a hotbed for girls basketball.
That's what I tell everybody. Middle Tennessee basketball is just different. It's a different breed.
Yeah. And
so a lot of the winners come from this area because of that, the Upper Cumberland. And it's fun because you never know, any day, any game, somebody else could win. And for the fact that they went undefeated in conference shows a lot.
Yeah. Now, where did you play basketball?
In high school?
Yeah.
At Richland in Giles County.
Okay. And then how'd you make your way to Cookeville?
I played at Tech 08 to 12.
Yeah. And then did you know then that you wanted to be a coach when you were playing at Tennessee Tech?
I always loved basketball. I love to teach, so I kind of got into it pretty close in travel ball right after I graduated college.
Mm-hmm. And then how did you get to Prescott?
Well, the athletic director called me one day. I was in school for occupational therapy, and he asked me if I wanted to coach, and I said yeah.
Now, was this boys or girls?
This was girls at the time. I was
Okay.
helping with boys, and then so I agreed. And I remember that because I was on a FaceTime call and your daughter was there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, looking, you talk about the culture.
Mhm.
How do you develop a winning culture?
Well, I'll say it started 10 years ago, just kind of setting the foundation of like what to expect, to work hard and the girls to know that like you're supposed to have fun, but ultimately like it's my job to not only make you a better athlete, but to make you a better person. And so I take kind of pride in that. Definitely in females in society today, like I'm very pro girls basketball and helping them become ladies, I guess.
Now, do you want to continue coaching the middle school level, or do you have aspirations of coaching at the high school level?
Been asked this 2 days in a row.
Really?
Yeah. I'm very content with coaching middle school. I like to teach and to develop them and, get them really a great foundation for when they go on to where, high school level or if they want to play college.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, now, how many girls do you have coming back next year? Do you think you can repeat? Can you make it 3 out of 4 and back to back?
Yeah, we lose 5.
Okay.
And then so we dressed 14, so I have 9 coming back. That's not counting like 6th graders that come up, but I definitely expect to repeat it next year.
There you go. You heard it here. A repeat next year. No pressure, ladies, but a repeat next year, right?
Yeah. I hope so.
Well, I know you brought some of the team members and some of your assistant coaches. We certainly want to meet them and talk to them. But do you have any last thoughts about this particular team this year?
I'll honestly say, like, from the get-go, their work ethic and just them as a whole, they made it easy. They had fun. They loved each other. They were such a team. It was a great year.
Yeah. Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
State champs.
Thanks.
You're going to get rings?
We might.
Sweatshirts,
Yeah.
what do you get for winning middle school state championships?
Well, a banner.
A banner.
We get a banner, but actually Justin said that he wanted to get them rings this year. So
all right, well,
we'll get them.
Awesome. Well, congratulations again.
Thank you.
Right. And we're here talking with some of the Prescott South Middle School Lady Bulldogs, the state champions. Yes, who we got here?
Taylor Hernandez, 8th grade. Sorry.
Taylor, you're in 8th grade. So what's it like to be playing your last year at Prescott South and to win a state championship?
Well, the state championship part was like very surreal. Like it was all happening so fast. But it was very sad, like honestly, because it's all coming to an end.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Now, do you want to go ahead and play basketball in high school?
Yes. Awesome. Yes.
All right. And we were talking about Coach Vann just being very subdued and never yelling. Is that true?
No, definitely not. No, it's not.
Well, congratulations. Thanks for being with us.
Thank you.
All right. Who is next? What is your name?
Lauren Gillis.
And Lauren, what grade are you in?
8th grade.
All right, Lauren. So my guess is you're probably the daughter of a basketball coach at Cookeville High School. How many sisters do you have?
3 sisters.
Yeah. Is there anyone behind you?
No.
You're the last one.
Yes.
Okay, great. Well, basketball kind of runs in your family, so now you got a state championship to kind of show off. How does that feel?
It's very exciting. It's a great thing to accomplish. Yeah.
Well, as far as you go, obviously you're probably going to go to the high school, but just talk about this season and what it meant to you personally.
This season, it was just a great time. I had a great team behind me. We're all so close together that it was just a great season and very fun.
Yeah, and if you get those championship rings, you're going to go up there and you're going to show everybody in high school what a championship ring looks like.
Yes, sir.
All right. Thanks for being with us.
Thank you.
All right. Who's next?
Sadie Garrett.
Sadie, what grade are you in?
I'm an 8th grader.
Okay. Sadie, what's it like to be a state champion?
It feels great. It's really exciting. We worked really hard for it, so it's just feels great.
So what do you think was the toughest part about the season this year?
Probably some of the adversity we faced with having 2 people get injured, One, a really serious injury with Tay tearing her ACL, and then Callie breaking her foot in the middle of the season. So we faced a lot of challenges, but we overcame them and got a state championship.
Now, what did it feel like when that final buzzer sounded and you knew that you'd won state?
Oh, it was great. We all just celebrated, and we were all on top of the world. We were so excited.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
And what is your name?
Callie Gilbert.
Callie. And Callie, you're in a walking boot. What's going on here?
I broke my ankle in the championship and the conference championship.
I remember seeing that. It looked pretty painful. Was it painful?
Yes, very.
So how is it now?
It's good.
So you weren't able to play like in the region sectionals and the state, but yet you won a state championship. How, I guess, just excited to see your teammates just pull through even though you got hurt.
It feels good, yeah.
Yeah. And so now, do you plan on playing in high school?
Yes.
Great. And what's the prognosis on your ankle? I mean, how much more rehab do you have to do?
They said 6 to 8 weeks, and it's been 2, so about 4 to 6 more weeks.
Okay. All right. And just to be a state champion, what does that mean?
It just feels very good, and it just, yeah, it feels very good.
All right. Thanks. And what is your name?
Kelby Stone.
Kelby, and what grade are you in?
7th.
7th grader. Okay, so you're going to be coming back next year.
Yes.
So you heard Coach talking about winning another championship. What do you think about that?
I think we can do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what does it mean to be a 7th grader and to win a championship?
I mean, it feels really good because I'm not in 8th grade yet, and I've already got to win one, so it's good.
Yeah. Do you feel like that this gives you a lot of motivation and maybe just some experience for next year?
Yes, definitely.
And what about, since you were playing as a 7th grader, the 6th graders that are coming up, can you kind of mentor them and help them since you were in their shoes, beforehand?
Yes, we'll be able to help them a lot, yeah.
Awesome. So when that final buzzer sounded and you knew you were going to win state, what did that feel like?
It was very exciting. Yes, we are all really excited.
Is this fun for you?
Yes.
All right. Thanks. Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right. And last but not least, who do we have?
Bella Phi.
Bella Phi, who was on fire in the district tournament. You were the district MVP of the tournament, weren't you?
Yeah.
You were draining some threes that game. I mean, holy cow. It was like everything you threw up went in. Have you had any kind of other game like that?
Not really.
Now, what grade are you in?
8th grade.
8th grade. So what was it like? I mean, you were the district MVP of the tournament. Then you go into the region section and you win the state. I mean, it's just been kind of like a dream come true.
Yes.
So how excited were you when you won the state championship?
Very excited.
More excited than you are right now?
Yeah.
Well, if you had to look back and Coach Vann has been your coach, what would you say about her coaching and kind of, has it been great? Has it been a good experience?
A very good experience.
It's funny that you say that because she's sitting right over there. But are you planning on playing in high school?
Yes, sir.
All right. Are you still practicing those threes?
Yes.
Well, good luck.
Thanks.
Well, this week we celebrated School Resource Officer Appreciation Day. And of course, we appreciate our school resource officers, and none other than Bill Harris, who has been a school resource officer for how long?
Since 2005, so this will be my 16th, 17th school year, or something like that.
Wow.
So,
So you've been around for a while.
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Now, you hear school resource officer. What exactly does a school resource officer do?
In Putnam County, a school resource officer is tasked with the job of making sure all the students, the faculty, and staff are safe, each building secure, and that's our number one priority. There's a lot of other things that come along with that, but that's our number one, is making sure everybody's safe.
Now, when you say make sure everybody's safe, what do you do to make sure everybody's safe?
Well, our guys, there's a school resource officer in every building in Putnam County.
Mhm.
Sheriff Ferris, whenever he was elected, wanted that to happen, and that was his number one priority. And just recently, the state has made that mandatory, that we have an SRO in every building, and we were ahead of the game on that. That was his priority. But with that said, they're on call 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. If we have a situation to where somebody might be in danger or maybe a threat been made against the school, they respond no matter what time of day it is to that, whether it be to the person's house or to the school,
Okay.
or while they're at the school.
Yeah.
our number one priority is making sure it doesn't come to the school. That's why we do it that way.
So what do you have to do to be a school resource officer?
Well, our guys are go through a pretty extensive screening process. We don't just hire anybody to come in as a school resource officer. They have to have quite a bit of law enforcement. All my guys have extensive law enforcement experience, whether it be on patrol or different divisions within law enforcement. And then we have a lot of training that they go through, whether it be a tactical training for tactical issues or just being the SRO basic. They're well trained and a lot of responsibilities put on them. So we have to make sure that they're the right person.
What goes into saying who goes to Cookeville High or who goes to Upperman or Monterey or whatever?
Well, we try to align that with who fits that personality of the school.
Okay.
And that helps a lot.
Now, where are you?
I supervise all the schools, so
Yeah.
so I bounce around. I've spent most of my time at Cookeville High School. That's kind of the age kids that I wanted to be around.
Right.
I coached football there at one time and also girls softball. And so that's kind of been my passion. But some of the other guys like working with younger kids. So,
Now, you always see, you have a big presence in a school. You're there, you got full gear on, you got your uniform on. But it's neat to see how the students love to interact with the SROs and how the SROs interact with the students. Is that something that you guys encourage?
Definitely encourage that the interaction with the kids and that presence is huge. Not so much for the kids to be intimidated by, but for a bad person maybe coming to that campus. They need to know that we have somebody there that's well prepared to protect those kids. Yeah. But with that said, yes, the kids. I've got a lot of friends now that are adults, I guess you would say, that were students of mine at the high school. I've got a lot of coworkers that were students at Cookeville High School, and now they're in law enforcement. So that's really fun and neat, and that's probably the best part of the job.
Now as an SRO, obviously you would be the first on the scene if something were to happen at a school. You see things that happen all over the country, even as close as Nashville. What's in the back of your mind when, throughout a school day? Are you thinking about those things? Are you worrying about that stuff? Or, does it even come up?
Actually, yeah, there's not a day that goes by, especially my day, and I know all the guys that are SROs that it's not talked about, the safety of that building and making sure they're defending that building is what we call it. And the Sheriff Harris very adamant that we don't allow anyone enter those buildings and hurt any of our kids. And that's kind of the perks, or I'd say the perks, one of the good things about Putnam County, the relationship we have with the school system. They're very proactive when it comes to safety. And with that said, we discuss how if somebody comes there that, we may have to put our life before everything else,
Yeah.
and some of our school systems, like you said, as close as Nashville, unfortunately, have had some bad situations. And what they didn't have was somebody inside that building armed to protect those kids.
Yeah.
And we feel like that's very, very big.
Now you talk about training. What's some of the training that the SROs go through?
All of our guys are post-certified through a law enforcement training academy. So they're all law enforcement officers. But also there's also a basic law enforcement course they have to go through. Yearly qualifications they have to go through. We're on the range once a month, qualifying with our weapons, shooting our weapons, practicing with that. But we're also doing tactical movement too, with protecting structures. So which is a big thing. And they have the same duties as a patrol officer, but they also have other things that go with it, I guess you would say, with
Sure.
the schools. So
yeah. Well, in your years of being an SRO officer, has there been a time where you felt like you were in danger, the kids were in danger?
I would say, that's luckily we've had some close call incidents, I guess you'd say. I feel like that we'll never know based on that presence of what could have happened. But we have had some situations where, we've had to deal with it. Luckily, nobody was hurt or anything.
I know we had a situation recently where somebody was driving by and they saw a man with a gun that was close to a school, and they called and reported that. And it turned out to be nothing, but at the same time, would you rather see people err on the side of caution, than even though it turns out that there was nothing?
And that's the big, see something, say something. That is
Yeah.
huge. That is very huge that our community is involved in letting us know. A lot of times in law enforcement world, the community sees it before we do, and they let us know about it. That happens with our faculty and staff in these buildings too. They usually see it before. So it's a group effort, a team effort that we have to all be on the same page. And if they see something, to let us know about it so we can take care of it.
Well, we've got all the SRO business out of the way. Let's talk about Bill Harris, the person, man. Where are you from? What's your background? Where'd you go to school?
I went to school, Cookville High School. I'm a graduate of Cookville High School.
Okay, no wonder you like those Cavaliers.
So went to Tennessee Tech. Was there for a little while. Basically, my whole life, I've been in law enforcement. My 30th year in the sheriff's department. So,
Did you always want to be in law enforcement?
No, not always. Like everyone else, I wanted to be a professional athlete, but that didn't work out. Wasn't good enough. So
Obviously, you played some football.
I did play football at Cookville High School and played baseball. That's kind of my passion is athletics, but law enforcement is my career, I guess. So.
Yeah. So what did you do when you made the decision to go into law enforcement?
Oh, wow. Sheriff Apston in 1993, 94 hired me. I was a young kid, didn't really know what I was doing. And kind of it developed from there. Hung around and over the years just, got different, I guess you would say, training and qualifications and just moved to different jobs. And this is where I'm at now. So.
Yeah. Well, if you had any advice for somebody who was, thinking about becoming an SRO, what would you tell them?
Oh, wow. If you're thinking of becoming an SRO, I mean, you've got to want you've got to want to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what we look for. You've got to have, like I said, law enforcement background, but you've got to have the passion to want to do it because it's challenging. There's, it changes daily, just like it changes daily for our school teachers. We're dealing with kids and parents, and it's a good thing, but it changes. The different obstacles change daily, so be prepared for that.
So SRO Appreciation Day, are you feeling appreciated?
I'm greatly appreciated for sure.
Well, we certainly appreciate what you and the other SROs do for the Putnam County School System, and you're right. I mean, it all comes down to safety, and I know that Corby King, the director of schools, does a phenomenal job of making sure that the schools are as safe as possible, and you guys play a big role in that.
That's true. It makes our job a lot easier having that relationship that Sheriff Harris and Corby have to have together. That makes my job a lot easier for sure.
All right, Bill Harris, an SRO supervisor, used to be an SRO at Cookville High School, here with us on the PCSS Connection. Bill, thanks so much.
Thank you.
And that's going to do it for the PCS Connection for this week. Thanks so much to Bill Harris and the members of the Prescott South Lady Bulldog basketball team for coming, and congratulations again to them for winning the state. Well, until next week, I'm Buddy Pearson saying God bless, and be sure to check out the PCS Connection on our YouTube channel and our social media pages. Bye, everybody.